Saturday night. Lester and I just got done with all the chores, and we're sitting here at the edge of the shop having a Pepsi Zero, and we thought it might be a little bit fun to share this moment with y'all. As you can see, we did a little bit of shuffling this evening, and it's turned out swimmingly. There's a few little bit of moments here and there, but overall, things have gone pretty dang well. That is Storm in the pasture with Val and Talus. And they're out there eating hay with Bucky's. Now Prim has moved on and Ivy has moved on. We're just here. Bucky's. We're just here having an evening. You got Barnadette hanging out with us. And Lester moved the truck and trailer. Terrence, seriously? Lester moved the truck and trailer to be out of the way. My car is acting as a gate. It's the best gate we got. But I did a maneuver tonight that I learned actually from Courtney. Whenever we got Prim, I was very nervous about what to do with her and how to integrate her without causing like a huge stir one day. Even though it's gonna happen no matter what, she told me, she goes, you can do it a few ways. You can just leave her next to them for a few weeks and then eventually just let her in. Storm. Oh, good girl, Val. She said, or you can pull out the nicest horse you have and put it with her, or you can pull out your lead and put it with her. So whenever Prim was here, my initial thing was I pulled out Voodoo to be with her. Now, I will tell you that took no time, and Voodoo is also the nicest horse we had and the most welcoming and all of those parts, and our herd was different with Voodoo. New horses were welcome with Voodoo, and he made the rest of the herd say, these are our people, until they prove otherwise. It is a little bit different now, and I know that Bucky's is trying to posture himself and see, look at that, and that Storm will use her herd and say, come with me. So we thought we would take things a little bit differently this time, and really just allow her to step out and meet the horses. Now, the next step I'm not sure of, because as you can see, I think Bucky's also needs that opportunity, but it's got to be on his own, because otherwise he and Storm will gang up together. So I know the pecking order all has to happen. They all got to figure it out. I'm just trying not to do that. Number one, in the heat of the day where everybody's running around like morons. Hey, Fifi. Oh boy, you're a little zoomed in here. And number two, I want to do it a little bit gently, mostly because of Val's leg. Hey, babe, we're live.
Sorry, excuse me.
Sorry, trash man was here. Val is like wanting to eat, and Bucky's is like screaming a little bit.
Who's screaming? Bucky's?
Yeah, Val's.
That noise?
Yeah, Val wants to eat the hay. Well, now she.
Making that noise, not Bucky's. Please tell me that was not Bucky making that screaming.
Okay. I mean, Val made it too, but you know. So I decided to go live because Lester's like, this is just a beautiful moment, and it's like, you should share that. So we did, and You may see beautiful moments and you may see screaming moments like that all in the same video, full disclosure.
Well, here's the thing, in that you don't have to look at me, but
I'm
what
not.
I'm saying is there's not a horse person out there who expected this to go without a hitch.
Yeah.
And everyone and their mother knew there's going to be some hiccups in all of this. And anytime you make a pasture swap with any herd animal, you're going to have an issue.
Well, the herd dynamics have to sort themselves out.
Yeah. So what we're trying to do is just mitigate that no one gets hurt in all of this.
Yes.
No one who already has arthritic issues or bumps and bruises gets any worse. And if you can do that through a fence, let them establish who's who through the fence where they can't have contact.
I think it's funny that Storm is like a different horse on this side of the pasture, though.
She doesn't have backup.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that gang member who's tough guy. He's a tough guy whenever he has all of his friends to back him up. But you catch that same guy off by himself somewhere and he doesn't have near the same
That's true.
bravado as he has when he has his crew.
That's true. Val is not protecting Talisman. Talis is actually Val's protector. Val is much more into, like, Val is a lover.
So Talis is like Val's security blanket.
Yes. And Val is just reaching her head over, and Bucky's does not understand how she could possibly be bigger than him, is really part one of this. Val's trying to dig her way in now, I guess. But Val has nothing mean in her body, like not one dominating thing. Val, this is sad. Wherever Val goes, she will be the bottom of the pecking order.
But I think it's important to note that there are some people who are completely okay with that. Not everybody has to be the leader. Lead or follow or get out of the way. And she's like, you know what, I'll follow. I'm fine.
Yeah, Val is,
follow.
she's like, I don't want to cause any problems. I don't want to make anybody mad. I just want to love you. And that's what she's doing. And Bucky's is over there I'll be honest with you. Bucky's has been that since day one. And the only horse that was able to, like, I don't want to say put him in check, because he really didn't. He just didn't take his crap, really, was Voodoo.
Well, Bucky's was the first horse, and
Yes.
him being number one to the farm there at the sanctuary made him the automatic high horse.
Yes.
And then bringing in Voodoo, who was, obviously Bucky's having only one eye, put him at a disadvantage, showed that he was the weaker as far as physical goes. So that kind of allowed Voodoo some leeway into possibly taking or at least sharing that role. So we saw that role switch back and forth depending on whatever was going on.
People say I'm shaky. I'm going to grab here, you hold that.
Mostly they were just friends. So if you're zoomed in, it will be shaky. So guys, I want to remind you that you don't need us to zoom in for you. If you're also watching from your phone, then you can zoom in on your own. And that will save Jamie having to try to zoom in for you, which does make it quite shaky. So most of you are watching from your phone, and so it's real simple. You just take your phone screen, put your fingers together, and do this on your screen, and it will zoom in for you. When you want to unzoom, you just push it right back out. And that's how you can zoom in on your own without making us do it for you. It'll be a lot clearer if you zoom in than by us having to zoom in for you. Now, if you're not watching on your phone, if you're on a TV, if your TV's any size at all, you better stop whining because your TV's already big enough. Now, the only people who might have a hard time who can't zoom in would be those on a laptop or an iPad, right? Yeah. But a phone person can zoom in, and those watching on a TV don't need to. If you wonder why the vehicle's sitting there, did you talk about that yet?
I did in the very beginning. But
okay. So just in case anyone's joined since then, we did park Jamie's vehicle there so that if there was going to be any running around or horseplay, look at here.
Alice did not care.
No. If we thought if there was going to be any horseplay, let them do all that stuff here in the yard where we can watch them. And no one's going to get pinned into a corner. And then we wanted to take the driveway off limits. And then just to remind you all that even if that vehicle was not sitting there, we have a gate at the road that's closed. So there's no way that they can get out onto the street, even if we did not have the car sitting there. All right, here's your camera back.
All right, I'm gonna try to take this out of the case without ending the live. That turns out to be a little bit challenging. Sorry for putting my finger over the hole. Okay, okay. Paul, just hold on, hold on. You're going for a little bit of a ride here.
Open that for you.
Yeah, if you can. Okay,
Bottom,
yeah.
now the top. Push it in there. There you go.
Okay. Now, you're steady. Steady Eddie.
If you will zoom in a little bit and get past this, the white thing there.
There we go. Okay. Now we're back in business. Oh boy. There we go.
Now you're on a tripod.
Look at that. No shaking.
We're hands-free.
Yeah, and we're just hanging out with y'all.
I'm gonna get more ice in my cup.
Oh, will you
want
give me some more
ice?
too?
Yep.
Thank you.
Just hold on to it. I'm gonna bring a cup full of
Okay.
ice and pour it.
So Lester and I are having a Pepsi Zero on the, I'll call it
On the rocks.
but really we're on the driveway rocks. And we're having it all over ice. And we're just hanging out here. Sorry for the earthquake. Just wanted you to be able to see what we see tonight. Somebody just got back from the lake and is so burnt. Man, I remember doing that as a kid. I know that Storm is having her moments, okay? Her moments of like, I'll get up the courage and see if I can make anybody move. And in reality, Talus will put himself between her and Val will quickly move out of the way. So we know that Val is never going to be high in the pecking order. And that's okay. That's what she chooses to be. Not everybody can be top horse, and that's, thank goodness they can't. Because if we had a herd full of top horses, it would never be peaceful. Thanks, babe. And you know, Prim is not top horse. Prim is actually the bottom of our pecking order here. So I am curious to see if Prim and Val will become friends because of that. And I hope that they are. But if you're just joining, we brought Storm out because she's definitely head mare. And she will take the herd with her to, I don't want to say dispute. How do you say that? To show everything. Like if we put Val and Talus in there right now, Storm can say, I have my herd with me, basically, and it's more powerful.
That old milk?
Yes.
I smell it too.
Remember I told you it was so gross?
Yeah. But I emptied it and burnt the trash.
Ugh.
But I could smell the trash can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ben come over. Was that yesterday or the day before?
It was yesterday. It was
Ben
Thursday. It was
Ben
Thursday.
came over on Thursday to do a few jobs, and I appreciate it. He helped me weed eat, and weed eating is the one thing that just kills my shoulder. And then I also had him clean out the barn, the feed room barn, and he did something else too. I forgot. Oh, trim the hedge here.
Yeah.
But in that process, there was a little bit. It was raining, so there was some downtime. And so he was going to clean out his car because he's going out of town. And he put stuff into our trash can.
Ugh.
That, I did not look at the date, but there was like a one of those quarts of milk
Oh, so
that
disgusting.
was like half empty, and it has already kind of almost turned solid. It was so, they call it curd.
Stop talking about it. It's
Don't
making
talk
me
about
gag. It's making me gag.
And so we walked outside, and we normally take care of our trash every couple of days. Our trash cans never get full if we can help it. But Jamie's like, what's that horrible smell? And then we discovered that it was
whatever was in
whatever
Ben's
Ben
car.
had in his car that he put into our trash can. So I just now went out behind the greenhouse to burn the trash, but the smell is like in the trash can. Because the trash can's empty,
Ugh.
but the smell is back. So we're gonna have to rinse that out with bleach water or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry to put that on you all.
Right?
such a beautiful moment, and we're talking about trash can smell.
Yeah,
But,
it was gross.
Even our dogs were all like, "Oh, what's that smell?"
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna have to use bleach for sure. Storm is not interested in Valor Talus. Now, so they've had several interactions before we ever went live. Some positive, some
No, Fiona.
negative, and not bad negative, just like her testing the moment. You turning it? There we go. So this is like a, how do you call it? Like, it's an integration, but it also is like a testing moment. It is what am I looking for here in the words? Help me out, Lester.
Like an accommodation, like a
Yeah.
modification,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
easing them into it.
Yes.
Stella, you're gonna knock the tripod over, sweetie.
Yeah,
Baby,
so I'm just
watch
trying to
it
ease
down.
everything into it. It is meet and greet-ish, but really it's about, like, if I put them in Storm's territory, then she's going to try to protect her territory. This is no man's land, technically. Soft launch, slow transition. Thank you for the words. The acclamation, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
You guys are smart.
Menopause makes me not smart.
What's my excuse?
Actually, andropause is a thing.
Okay.
You can have that. Yeah, trial run. So, but bringing Storm out of her territory allows us to have neutral ground almost. So nobody's trying to protect their home or their food or anything like that, because no one owns this. Does that make sense?
Fiona, you're gonna knock the tripod over.
She's like, Mom, are we gonna eat?
Stella, stop.
Just a minute, baby, just a minute. Brain fog? Yes, I have brain fog.
All right, I'm tired of loving. No more loving right now. I just want to relax. Girls, I want you to relax. Stella.
Yes, Fiona photobombed them, and it was all zoomed in, so they like saw up her nostrils.
Girls, stop. Guys, these are the dogs, not us.
Sorry we shook you. That's the dogs. Oh my gosh. It's like a challenge right now.
Yeah. Who can rub against a tripod?
Yeah, they're like, the tripod's here? Oh, that's where we would like to be. Hi, Storm. It's interesting to me because coming out of the pasture is usually like the greatest treat for our horses. Think about that.
Yeah.
Whoever gets to come out is like
No, Fiona.
the super horse. So Storm being out also feels very proud in front of her own herd that she's out.
Yeah.
And Talus and Val being here, already out, was like a little bit of competition, maybe, you think?
I don't know.
I don't know. Here's what I know. It is quite peaceful. Fiona.
Fiona, now she's breathing on the camera. Okay, listen. Mom, why don't you just feed them real fast? You
All
have
right.
feed sitting over there?
Yeah.
Guys, Jamie's going to walk away just for a moment.
Come on.
That
Who
means
wants to eat?
I'm in charge while Jamie's away. Lester's in charge while Jamie's away. And we had to feed these dogs because they would not leave us alone. Anna Maria, you're not that dizzy. It's not that bad. Don't be too dramatic, everybody. Well, the one thing that I can talk about is how wonderful everything.
This whole can's full of it.
All right, we'll take the entire can like out of the barn, like put it around the wall over here maybe. Just don't shake it on me. I can talk about Roman, Rita, and Gemma, and the horses over at the JL have not skipped a beat. They have not skipped a beat. No one's running around looking distraught. No one's wondering what's going on. Roman is absolutely head over heels in love with Rita. Rita only needs Roman. But don't forget that Gemma and Rita have been like two peas in a pod for the last several weeks and months maybe, and you guys know that. They've become almost inseparable. There are times that Gemma will kind of go back and forth between the two groups, but there was never a 5-horse herd over there. There was always Val and Talis, maybe Gemma. There was always Rita, Roman, maybe Gemma. So what we did was no one is devastated, no one's freaking out, no one's running around crazy, no one feels lost, no one's feeling a void, there's no one confused.
Did you talk about why we did this? Because there were a lot of people on my video that were like, wait, why? Why would you do that?
So they just have missed a number of videos.
Yes.
So sometimes that happens. Sometimes we'll talk about things in an actual video that you may miss, but YouTube will sometimes notify folks about a live, but they won't notify them about a video.
Yeah.
And so the reason you can talk about it. It's your video.
That's okay. You're
Okay.
doing good.
So guys, you guys already know that Val came to us with needs, NEEDS, and so we've discovered that there was something wrong with her left side knee. After a vet examination, along with a chiropractor, we know that she has a knee that on her left side, her back side, will lock up, and she needs to have it stretched out multiple times a day. Dr. Baker taught me and Jamie how to do it, but it's time consuming. And so I'm not trying to be like I'm a lazy ass, which I've been called.
That is horrible that they said that. Because
Yeah.
it's far from that. That really,
But
actually, I was like, of all the things you call Lester, that is not one of them.
But here's the thing. They see 2 videos a day and they assume that's all I do is make a 10-minute video. Then I go back to being a lazy ass. So it's okay. But the thing is, Val was requiring more time and attention than what I was able to give her. Jamie works a real job, like we can call it a 9 to 5, but we all know it's more than 9 to 5. It even includes sometimes weekends. So Jamie travels and Jamie does things, and Jamie doesn't find a way to get over to the JL every single day, multiple times throughout the day. And so it was hard to find the time to do those exercises and all the things that she needed, the liniments, the rub downs,
and the supplements.
the supplements. And so I found myself sometimes skipping the supplement, many times not doing the stretches. And then we begin to notice that Val began to try to, on her own, she was trying to stretch out that knee and do things more and more often. And we decided that it would be better if she's able to have Jamie work with her here, where this is Jamie's home base. This is Jamie's home base. Not just that, but we also have the pond, and we'd been advised that maybe getting in the pond could do wonders for her. You can see her now holding her leg kind of in a funny angle. And so the reason that we brought Talis along with her is because, like we said earlier, Talis and Val have been together for a very long time. And guys, Val is not Gemma's mom.
No.
I don't know who told you that, but Val is not Gemma's mom. So stop saying we separated mom and daughter. No, we did not. And Talis is not her brother or her dad. So you can stop saying those foolish things. But Gemma and Rita have bonded. They have a connection. We also know that Roman and Rita have a connection. So we did not want to break any of that up. But we did think that bringing Val over here, along with Talis, who's her comfort blanket, might be a pretty good move. And that will give Val all that she needs as far as the liniments, the time and attention that she needs to live her best life. We're going to hope that once she gets into the pasture and all the horses become friends and they establish who's who and what's what, then we'll be able to see her experience the pond and be able to get in there to get herself some comfort and some relief. Look at her now. Just zoom in on Val and watch what she's doing, friends. And you will see that she's doing that more and more. And so she needs, daily help. Now, even though we say that Jamie works a 9 to 5, Jamie doesn't really start work until usually 8, sometimes 9, and that gives her time in the morning to do what she needs to get done. She also has time between calls. She works off of Zoom mostly, or whatever y'all, is it Zoom?
Mostly Zoom or Teams, yeah.
So she works off of the internet, and so she has little breaks between calls, 5 or 10 minutes here or there. She has her lunch. She has the afternoons. So Jamie has time here that she does not have to get over to the J&L multiple times throughout the day. So no matter what you say, this was a decision that Jamie and I made for the betterment of Val. And so we're going to see how it works out. We're hopeful, but you have to remember that the JL Ranch is a long-term plan. And so eventually we're hoping that if all works out okay, and I like to call it a 5-year plan. It may take more than 5 years, but I like to think that in about 5 years, once we get all the bills paid off and we get things lined out financially, if YouTube is still going and we're still able to, supplement Jamie's income with YouTube monies, then we'll be able to make an entire move from this property over to the JL, where every horse that you see here and the ones over there will all have their very own stall. Also, during the fall and winter, when we lose our grass here, we'll move the horses over. So they'll spend the fall and winter over there, and I'm just going to have to get my ass out there and do what needs to be done the days that Jamie can't make it. There's also a chance that Jamie can sometimes work from the JL, and she's done that a few times before. When her calls are light, she can take her laptop and work from the JL. We have decent internet, and so she's able to work from the JL, but the JL is not her home base. This over here is her home base. And so,
there's dogs to take care of, there's cats to take care of, there's chickens, there's goats, there's alpacas, there's pigs, there's donkeys, and there's ostriches.
Here you go.
So it's not just that the only thing that I care for are horses. There's us, there's laundry, there's gardens.
This is the home. This is home base.
Yeah.
The JL Motel is just kind of a place to use the restroom and to cool off if it's hot or cold.
So eventually, all the horses will be together, and people were really freaking out, like, why would you just build those stalls? And then you're just going to take them right away. Listen, this fall, our intentions are to bring everybody back over there and give this pasture a break. Because last year, this pasture had a break, and it's turned out to be quite successful this year, if you notice.
Absolutely.
So if we can give the pasture a break for, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and put the horses in, it's like if you lived in one place and you just did pasture rotations. That's kind of how we're treating it. And this pasture offers a beautiful pond in the summer that the horses can swim and cool off in. So, and it doesn't have to be that long. Nobody's forcing anything. As you can see right here, there's nothing negative that's happening right now. This is a very peaceful evening, and outside of watching Val and her poor leg, I do feel really bad. I gave her her meds right before we went live, and the problem is that she would only take half.
So we've thought long and hard. And then we are not too prideful to admit we've made a mistake. If at some point we realize this is not working out, this is harder on Val and Talis than what we thought it was going to be, we have this major disruption with the animals' well-being, then we're not too prideful of a people to say, guys, we're not going to be able to do it like this. We're going to have to move them back and just adjust. And as of now, we're going to try this and see what happens. So, but I do think that the approach that we're taking, which is kind of a slow approach, not just forcing it to happen and then just watching them kick and stomp and bite at each other, is the best way to do it. They may still do that a little bit when they all find themselves in the same pasture, especially during feed time. I don't know. But I think if they can establish their pecking order in no man's land, then it'll be a lot easier once they go inside the pastures, and then they'll kind of know where they all stand.
Agreed. And like Lester said, like if it doesn't work out, we got a trailer and a truck, and we just shuffle it back, and that's okay too. It's not like, oh, there are people who are like, those are Lester's horses. I enjoy seeing them every day at Lester's. Why did you have to move them? I'm like, we're still here, and we're making content every day, and like,
Yeah.
holy moly.
Yeah, so that, and I'm not trying to be rude to those people, but that's just kind of selfish on your part.
Yeah.
So what we do, we've had to learn to take the animals first and do what's in their best interest. This is interesting. Looky here.
Hold on, I gotta zoom out, babe. Zoom out. You do better than me.
So we have
Sorry
Bucky's,
for the earthquake.
Bucky's and
Prim.
Prim just walked up. Storm feels like, oh, there's my friends. I better show that I'm in charge. And so she walks over towards them. Both Val and Talus kind of take a couple of steps. Well, Talus takes a couple of steps away.
Did you hear that? They were even squealing at each other now.
So we may see Bucky saying, hey, guess what? I'm high horse now that you're not here.
Yeah.
And
The thing is, though, is that at feed time, Ivy can literally run anybody off of their bull, which is the craziest thing of all of this.
or what I think is beautiful is Ivy will sometimes walk over and eat with whoever she wants to.
Yes.
And no one runs her off.
No one.
Because they're like, oh, that's Ivy. She can eat wherever she wants. She's earned it. Here we go. Watch this. Talus steps up to protect Val. That's a beautiful thing. I hope that you all were able to see that. Were they or not?
Yes, they saw it.
Darn it.
They saw it.
So Storm
Zoom out just a little bit then.
Storm just thought she would take a run at Talus or at Val, and Talus steps right between us and says, no, you're not going to mess with her. And that is why we have Talus here. So I think that Storm has a lot of respect for Talus.
You feel like we're giving our own Rick Gore like analysis of what just happened, because that's what I feel like. And that you and I would not have understood that in years past until we've had horses now to be able to watch.
No, I kind of feel like horse people, like the Rick mentality, because there's different styles of horse people. But I think that a lot of horse people are going to say, put them together, get it over with, stop sugarcoating it. They'll figure it out. Stop trying to play God.
So I would if I didn't see Val's leg hurting her. That's the number one thing.
Yeah.
So I don't want to put Val in a situation that's going to make her run right now. So doing this the easy way,
Thank you, Tally.
that's normal, y'all. Doing this the easy way is just like, oh, Fiona, what are you going to do? It's just like, just little things like that allow them to figure it out. And it's not 3 against 2. It's just really 1 against 1, because Val's just going to step to the side.
Yeah. Here comes Prim walking with an attitude. What is she going to do? You ain't going to do nothing, Prim. She's just had that she's no longer the low man on the totem pole. Here we go again. Guys, if you stop and watch, if you're only reading and commenting, you can't see what's happening, you're missing a whole lot of neat things. I'm not saying there's not neat things in the comments, but some folks get engrossed in comments and they don't watch the actual video, and they ask questions about what we just showed.
So Lubricin is not going to help Val. I'm not saying it's going to hurt her, but Val's problem is that she has a tendon that's too short that's causing her stifle to get locked. So we have to stretch out her tendon.
Fiona,
What happened to the ranch hand? She's here. She's in the...
Fiona, you're not going to
Oh.
do it. No.
They unlocked their own thing, Lester.
Move away. No, I bet you Ritzy did that.
No, I had it locked at the top.
No, I don't know.
The ranch hand is here. I promise you.
All dogs go away. We're not going to hold you. Barnadette, do you mind?
So tail swishing is normal in horses. It's not just because of flies. Like, it's just a thing that they do, y'all. It's very normal. Yep, there went Barnadette right in front of everybody. Somebody says you might as well just put Indy in the mix at the same time.
I actually suggested that.
Lester
today.
did suggest that.
I would love to see Indy with the horses again.
Oh, she loved being with the horses. I really believe she thought she was a horse.
She did wonderful as a horse.
Yeah, she did. That was the funniest part of seeing all those horses run out back, and here comes an alpaca pronking along.
That's what we should do. Is once she has her baby, take her and that baby over and put them with Roman and Rita.
Oh my gosh.
Fiona, baby.
Gemma and Rita do not need a baby alpaca.
Fiona, please walk away.
So here's what I think. I actually think Prim and Val will become very good friends. And that's actually one of my hopes out of this whole thing. Prim keeps finding a way to get back connected with Val. Now, some of you may say that's because she knows that she's over Val. But it could just be that maybe they like each other. Prim is a draft paint cross. Oh. Look at all these. I heard, do you hear that?
What was it?
It sounds like a cat fight in the greenhouse. Prim's pretty easy going though, to be honest with you. I've not seen Prim be mean before ever.
No.
She has the sentiment of Val, which is why I think that they'll be good friends. Donna's having a really bad storm. Donna, what part of the world are you in?
Hey, Fiona.
Ivy's laying down already. She lays down by the water trough.
We don't know for a fact that Indy's pregnant, do we?
No.
Has that been? No.
No, we don't know.
We don't know that.
You just said to see if Indy has her baby, so that's why people said that.
Oh, yeah. No, we don't know if Indy's pregnant or not.
See how Prim will just go off on her own? That's very much like Val.
Can I go let Storm back in the pasture now?
No, I was going to leave her out here tonight.
Oh, overnight?
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Now I've done it. There we go. No, I would really like her to stay out and be a part of it. Is that what you think we should do?
I kind of think we should switch out Bucky's for a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
Or put Talus in for a little bit. Just Talus. And just keep mixing it up. Let everybody get used to each other.
Why don't you let Bucky's out and let Prim in? Or let Storm in? You want me to do it?
Oh, it doesn't matter. You can go ahead and probably stop the live. How long you been going? Unless you just want to keep recording.
40 minutes.
That's up to you. Just tell me what to do. I don't even care anymore. So if
You're tired. I can see you're tired.
Yeah, if you guys have noticed, Prim just walked to the horse barn.
Prim's done.
where
Prim's
we
going
have
to bed.
All of our stall, and Bucky's is going over there too. Bucky's ready. He's ready for a break. And then Val and Talus will probably go back towards the hay, the roll of hay. I'm guessing. And
Uh-oh, here comes trouble.
And then Stormy's coming over here to us. Turn the whole tripod, babe. Turn the whole tripod. I wouldn't do that.
Oh, she's going around the whole... Uh-oh, she's going to the dinosaurs.
So Storm just
ran that way.
Storm does not like the big birds.
Well,
they scare her.
We'll see her in a bit then. Because she just ran that way.
No, Fiona, no, I'm not going to hold you.
That's kind of funny, actually, that she went around that side.
She'll come back. When she sees those big birds, she'll come right back.
That's true. Storm is terrified of the ostriches. So the fact that she just ran to that side of the pasture kind of makes me giggle inside a little bit because she'll come around. Val and Talus are like, where'd they go?
Yeah, why did all of our friends leave?
Talus is watching Storm out of the corner of his eye. So in the barn is a fan, and they love to go stand in front of that fan. And I know that we'll eventually get Talus and Val in there and that all the world will be fine. But we're sort of just tiptoeing into it and easing into it. They are going to walk over, and then we really will have to quit the live because we have no video over there. Hi, Val. Hi, sweet girl.
Yeah, so I'll just reiterate that Roman, Gemma, and Rita are fine. We spent several hours over there today doing our normal feed up and all of our waters. And when we got there, there's no one distraught. They were all, Roman was in the tree line where he always stands by day.
Yes.
And then Rita and Gemma were up grazing along the lot, where our corral area. And when we got there, it was cute. They both come a-running to us. Roman saw the truck, and then he come a-running. Well, he come walking fast.
Yeah.
We fed them. No one is acting weird. No one's looking around. No one's acting strange. No one's acting aggressive or lost. Everyone's fine. I had a beautiful moment of watering, spraying down and offering water, the water hose, to Rita and Gemma. Roman spent some time with Jamie, and it was a wonderful afternoon feed up. Baby, stop.
It was super smooth, and all was well.
Terrence, we're working here. Gosh darn it.
Oh, goodness. Oh, y'all. I'm going to turn this off here in a second because I'm going to go see what Storm's up to. And Stella is trying to knock over the tripod. I'm also going to go put the chickens up, and I'm going to try to get Val the rest of her medicine because I was only able to give her one part. The second part, she wanted to go eat hay, and I just wanted to let her have a moment. So I'll get the rest of it down her.
I think what you should do, because I would give one overall recap of everything that's gone on today.
I don't even remember what's all gone on today.
Well, the reason I say it is because I don't know how or why something happened, and you've just doubled your audience.
Oh no, that's terrible.
That many people have no idea what's going on. They're just joining, and they have no idea what's happening. And if you're going to log out right now, I mean, they can go back and watch the replay, obviously.
So you want me to hang on then?
No,
all right.
I think you should just recap.
So, yesterday was the day they got here, right? That has only
Yes.
been yesterday? So,
Yes.
Okay. Talus and Val were moved here yesterday morning, and we are using our yard, which is about 2.5 acres, as their interim pasture right now. And we're doing that because our normal herd here, we just want to integrate them slowly. The reason that Val came here, Val is the Clydesdale, if you're new here. The reason that Val came here is because she has some issues with her back left knee. It has to do with her tendons being too tight, causing her stifle to lock, and then she probably has some arthritis too because she's a 16-year-old Clydesdale. But basically, she requires stretching several times a day. She requires supplements. She requires medication. And I don't have the time to drive over to our other property to give that to her. So having her here with me allows me to step outside several times throughout the day to be able to accommodate her. Talus is her best good buddy who has spent a lot of time with her and is also her protector. And bringing him here, our hopes and dreams are that both of them will also enjoy the pond. There she does her leg to show off that yes, it hurts and it got stuck. So the pond here at the JL is very deep, and our current herd swims in that pond 3 to 4 times a day. So the water will also relieve Val if she will get in it. But what you're witnessing is really the slow integration. And at the beginning of this video, our lead mare, Storm, was over here. And she has since moved to be near
Keep talking. I'm just going to show
the other side.
So Storm is still here. She's right over there eating, still in the yard. But we put Storm, who is right now our high horse, into the yard area with the two newbies so that if they were going to have any kinds of issues, they would do it here in the yard where we could kind of monitor and keep an eye on them.
And it's kind of neutral ground. So their pasture is their home, and it's their job to protect their pasture, and no one can blame them for that. It's like when your dog barks at somebody coming to their door, coming to your door. It's their home. It's their job to protect. So bringing Storm out of her pasture into the yard area here is a neutral space that doesn't require protection, and will allow her to maybe drop her guard a little bit and to truly interact with the two new horses. Poor Val. He's really getting stuck tonight. We did notice that Val was having some bad days recently, and that's really what escalated the timing of this happening. So our hopes are that pretty soon we're able to integrate them into the actual pasture once we have gone through the introductions and everybody's sort of functioning on this neutral ground, and then eventually move them right into the pasture. This is temporary for multiple reasons, one including pasture rotation. We want to give this pasture a break in the fall, and their biggest reason for being here is that I'm here to be able to provide that therapy and all the things Val needs, but also because of the pond. In the fall, we intend to move the entire herd to the JL North and give this pasture a complete break. So what you're seeing is really just a Saturday evening where Lester and I just sat down to have a Pepsi Zero over ice and kind of watch the sun go down and finish up our evening. Did I miss anything in my debrief?
I just walked away to go love on the ranch hand.
Aww. So people are worried about Val in the hills. One thing you got to know about Val is that Val's gonna move at her own pace. Val is not a racehorse. She's not here to win the race or anything like that. And Val will stand directly at that hay bale and have it and eat, and then go walk to the water to have a drink. And she's pretty content in her own little triangle of barn hay water. She's good. So I don't, like, Val's not gonna be running these hills or anything like that, and I'm not concerned from that standpoint.
I just kind of think that, I mean, if you give people enough time, they're going to compile a list of all of the reasons why you should not do this or should not do that. So it's kind of the lesser of the two evils.
Yeah.
And I think that the fact that she's able to get stretched out multiple times a day, which is what she needs, the fact that she'll never miss a dose of her supplement or her pain meds, she'll never miss a day of not getting the liniment rubbed down, all of those things outweigh a couple of things. And if your only concern is that she doesn't have her very own stall with her name on it, I can promise you when it comes to pain that she deals with, that is the least thing on her mind, is the fact that she doesn't have her stall with her name on it. Heels, that will have to be determined, but we know that over at the other property, without having as many heels, she's struggling because she's not getting all that she needs with the time and the attention. So I still think that it's kind of the lesser of all the evils. We hope that with all the therapy she'll get here, the water therapy, Jamie having more time and attention, it will outweigh whatever negatives we may encounter.
I will say that both days they've been here, I've been able to hose them down 3-4 times a day and to cool them off. Hi, sweet girl.
She's like, bring a brush, Daddy.
And spending just a lot of time. And it's very easy to spend the time here. It's very easy to just step outside. Obviously now because they're like right in the yard. But also it's very easy to just walk outside for 5 to 10 minutes and just love on them. Look at who else, I mean, Lester just walking straight out. It's a little bit more condensed. And babe, you got Storm coming up. I'm gonna zoom out just a bit. Sorry, the propane tank is there. I'll zoom in just a little bit more. Yep, he did too. He saw that coming and was like, nope, nope, that's my girl. Look at him, look at her. And that, friends, is why we did not separate Talus and Val. Because he loves her. That's his best good friend. And I know that he will love his whole herd that way. But for now, he's not going to let anything happen to his girl. And I know, like, people are going to think, like, Storm's so mean, she's so that. She's just trying to show who she is, too, and show that she has value to add. I don't want anybody to think, like, that Storm is so mean and rotten, because Storm is not. Storm is very loving and is very much a wonderful, beautiful part of my life. A beautiful part of this herd and a part of this farm. And, she's just trying to show where she stands in all of it as well. Storm went down to the edge of the thing right here. Look, Val's like, Dad, when you do that, sometimes you usually bring like snacks. Val's like, oh my gosh, look at Storm. This is where Storm is. Storm is gonna get mad now because her friend. She just realized her friends are in the barn.
Back out.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, babe. Didn't mean to make you work. Yeah, Storm is ready to go back with her friends now. She was cool with being out for a little bit, but now her friends are like over it. She's like, wait. I go to bed with my family, and that's my herd, and now my herd's over there, and this isn't my herd. Eventually they'll come together, you know. It takes a lot of time. And unfortunately, Val's leg is look at Storm letting Lester love on her. I just need Val's leg to give it time. You're gonna think this is crazy. I had an idea today that I was like, okay. Storm fell in love with Indy. Excuse me, Val fell in love with Indy. It is not what I imagined, but if I really needed to rehab Val and really needed to where I needed her on stall rest, could I put Val and Indy in a paddock together for a little bit? Maybe. Bobby says string halt. I think that's what it's called. As I understand, there are 3 tendons, and those 3 tendons sometimes get hung up in a spot on the point of the stifle. And you can stretch those out to make them stop doing it, or sometimes they have to cut some of those tendons, which makes them never rideable again. And it's hard. It's hard. It's a pasture procedure, but for larger horses, it can be challenging. So we're gonna do our best to do stretching. I do have red light therapy here as well that I can do if we need to. Don't feel bad about them. They're not cramped in a barn. They're not cramped in a barn at all. First of all, this barn...
It has 8 stalls.
It has 8 stalls. And nobody is locked in a stall at all. No one.
So these are 10 by 12 stalls, which are...
They're normal horse stalls.
Normal horse stalls.
But either
way...
way...
they're cramped?
Yeah, they're like, I feel bad because these are going to be... These horses are going to be cramped in that barn. I don't use my stalls in my barn like that here. We don't have to. And if it becomes a problem where we need to have separation for eating, I can pull Val and Talus out of the pasture to do that if I need to. I can still put the other 3 horses in the stall and let them eat outside of it as well if I need to. There's ways to separate here. They do want to join the herd, Shara, but if I put them in there and it's dark out, they don't know that pasture. There will be running. And y'all saw Val's leg get held up and she's just trying to stretch it out the right way and all of those things. Like, it's not time. It's not time. The Lubricin is really for arthritis, y'all, and Val, that's not Val's problem. So we have some here, and someone sent it to us, and I'm not opposed to trying it, but Val is already on Osteomax, which is very similar to Lubricin for that. It's just a slow integration, y'all. It takes time. Horses learn things like 1 page at a time, like 1 line on 1 page at a time. And that includes like their building of their relationships. So the chiropractor has already been out to see Val, and you can't, like, that's where we learn the stretch. And I can't pay Dr. Baker to come every single day to stretch her, so we had to learn it on our own. We're gonna take it 1 day at a time, 1 moment at a time, and just know that they have about 2.5 acres of grass here in this yard. They have water in 5 different places. They have tons of shade, and then they also have shelter under our RV awning as well.
But I would remind folks, this is not a permanent.
No.
This is not their home.
No.
This is not their yard.
No, we're just not rushing it.
We're easing them into pasture integration.
Yeah. And they have hay to eat as well. So, like, I don't mean to, like, argue or say, or, like, try to justify, but there's a lot more horses that we drive by every day that don't have what these 2 have right now.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, we've done a lot of horse things for many years without barns and without stalls and all those things. Like, you can still have a horse without all of that, but they do have shelter. Plenty of shelter. And it's not raining. They have tons of shade. And everything's going to be okay.
All right, so I'll just summarize it all up. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so, hey folks, Lester here. And we're just coming to remind you all that Val and Talus are doing wonderful. This is day number 2 on our slow transition to seeing how they do here at the JL Ranch South, or the Longhorn Lester property. We made this change because Val needs more time and attention than what I can give her at the JL Ranch North. Roman, Rita, and Gemma are doing wonderful. They have not skipped a beat. They've done the same things today that they have done every day. Rita and Gemma have become really good friends and are quite inseparable. Roman goes to the tree line the same way he does every day. There's no one missing or looking around, or there's no void spot because we've moved Talus and Val over here. We're trying to slowly implement or get the horses accustomed to one another through the fence, so as we don't have any of the usual biting and kicking and screaming and running and all of the things, trying to help preserve Val's leg issues the best that we can. The reason that she's able to be here and get more time and attention is because Jamie works from here. This is Jamie's home base. This is home. And Jamie can work with her in the mornings, on her lunch break, in the afternoons, along with all of the multiple time in between calls that Jamie does on a daily basis. Today, Jamie did go with me to the JL Ranch, where we spent several hours watering horses, watering down horses, loving on Rita, Gemma, and Roman, and those horses are doing wonderful. Everybody, we're very blessed that all of our horses have access to green hay, green grass, dry hay, and we also give not buckets, but we give cups of grain. So that's what's going on, and we're going to see how it works out. But I will remind you that we're not too prideful to admit that if we figure out this is not working, then we'll absolutely take these horses and put them right back in that truck and trailer and take them right back where they came from, meaning the JL Ranch North. But we're hopeful this will work out, and this will be a whole lot better for Val in the long run. She also has the pond where she can get the water therapy, all the stretching, the liniment, and all of the things that she needs, her supplements, and Jamie can provide all of that a lot better than what I can. So no one, if you will think about it in the terms of what's best for the horse, instead of what's best for, I don't want to say what's best for you, but think about it in what's best for the horse. The same way you got to think about what's best for the pig, or what's best for the donkey, or what's best for the ostrich, or what's best for the, if you try to put that, change your mindset to think about what's going to be best for the horse, then it makes things like this a little bit easier to understand. And if you still refuse to understand, or you cannot accept a differing point of view, then, we're not going to argue and fight about it. This is what's happening. This is why it's happening. So we give you the who, the why, the where, the what, the how. And then we just ask you to trust our decision. And if we end up making a mistake, guess what? We've made plenty. And we'll make plenty more. And we don't mind admitting it. Anything else, Jamie Cakes?
Nope, it's about to get dark, so I'm gonna go lock up some chickens.
We've had you for an hour. It is getting dark. We got a few more chores to get done with chicken locking up. We got kitty cats all over the darn place ready to eat. We've already fed the dogs. They're fine. But we thank you guys for watching and for being a part of the live. We're blessed that we have internet at this part of the property. We can't take this camera everywhere like we would like to, but we can go live from right here, and we're blessed to be able to have a wonderful view where you can kind of see what's going on. And we'll try to go live from here more often, especially during this process, and let you guys see firsthand what's happening on a day-by-day basis. I will remind you that horses are usually more Jamie's content, especially here at this property. And so no one has to feel like you're not going to see Val, you're not going to see Talus. No, you just come, and they're going to be on the channel every single day. Right?
Yep.
And I would say, especially now that we're making all of these changes, there'll be a lot more horses than what you probably want to see. You probably want to see other animals. Just real fast, I will say that there's no animals that are of concern. I saw one lady a minute ago say that she heard Ringo died. That is false news. That's fake news. That's just someone stirring a pot. That did not happen. Ringo is alive and well.
Don't jinx anything.
Huh?
Don't jinx anything.
Well, I was just trying to squash the people who say stuff and create stuff just for attention. But all of our babies are doing wonderful. Everybody. Lex is great. And so we appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for jumping in. Thank you for supporting and loving us and accepting us to take chances and try to figure out what's best. And then I'll say one last thing. Just remember that the JL Ranch North and the beautiful stables that we built and the time and attention that we spent on creating a beautiful piece of property with fences and stables and barns and the such, all the pasture maintenance, all of that is a part of what we're calling our 5-year plan, hoping to continue to do what we're doing with the YouTube, paying off some bills, and eventually we would like to move all of our animals over there and make that our home and home base, condensing all of our stuff into one property, and the JL Ranch North would be that property. So you don't have to think that any of the stalls have gone to waste. They're just not being occupied right now. But no matter what, during the fall and especially the winter, all the horses will be over there, and we'll give this entire pasture a break for several months. So If I did, I leave out anything.
Nope.
All right, I think we covered it all. We're not reading comments right now. We just want to say thank you for your time and your attention, your patience, and we will keep you informed of what's going on. All right? I don't know what Talus is doing. He's playing around. He looks funny.
Oh, I think you got to answer something.
Oh, I hope not. But just one more reason we got to let you guys go so we can check out and see what's going on with our horses. Thank you so much for watching and for loving us. We will see you guys on the next video.